right, we are on Tvul Yom, Perek Bet, Mishnah Gimel. Third Mishnah in the second chapter, Masechet Tvul Yom. We're talking about if we touch something in a food, is the whole thing tameh? If a Tvul Yom touches the whole thing, is the whole thing not tameh pasul or not? So you have a mikpah shel Terumah. Mikpah, the Bartanura says, tavshil kafui va'av. It's a congealed and a very thick mixture. Could go in daisa or gris and chapul. We'll talk porridge. So you have a mikpah of porridge. V'hashum v'hashemen shel chulin, and the garlic and the olives are chulin. Olive oil is chulin. So I love, by the way, this is the recipe. You have in their olive porridge. In their porridge, they would put a little bit of olives. They would put some olive oil. They would put some garlic, some olive oil. Sounds good. Okay. Shenagat Tvul Yom b'miktzatan. Tvul Yom touched part of it, and the mikvah is truma, meaning the daisa, the porridge is the wheat is truma. Then pasalit kula. Since he touched a little bit of it, then the whole thing is possible. But hamikpah shel chulin, what if the wheat part, the cream of wheat, is chulin? V'ashum v'ashemen shel truma, and you add in, the kohen added in, the garlic is truma, and the olive oil is truma. Shenagat Tvul Yom b'miktzatan. So then the Tvul Yom touched part of it. Lo pasel ela makom magao. That all was posel. The only thing that was posel was the makom magao, the place that he touched. Why? Because if the mikvah is truma, then anywhere you touch, the whole thing is considered truma. Because there he said, mikvah asa ikar, the mikvah there is the ikar, the truma, the wheat, the cream wheat is the ikar. Tvul Yom posel b'truma. Tvul Yom posel b'truma. Afal pi shelo nagel b'shum shel chulin. Chashuv chibur. Even if you only touch the garlic, it's a chibur. It's connected. You touch the whole porridge. But if the shum, the Mishnah says, v'imay ashum mirubeh. If you had more garlic, very garlicky, than cream of wheat, then hochim acharov, then you follow the majority. What does that mean? The Bartanura says, hadin hakol kidin hochin achar harov. Okay, you go like the din of the truma. Meaning, if you have a minority of chulin porridge and a majority of shum, of garlic, then you go like the truma. Then you go by the majority. Amar Rabbi Yehuda. Everybody says all this is true. When you go by the majority, by the way, there's a machloket. When you go by the majority, hochin acharov, only because we're machmir, because the Mishnah was talking about a case where the shum was merubah, and remember the shum was truma, or it's in any case, no matter what's truma or what it's not, that's a machloket. Okay, Amar Rabbi Yehuda, says Rabbi Yehuda, Ematai, when is this true? I.e., when do you follow the majority? I.e., that it's one big thing. Bisman shehem gush bakara, it's a block in the kara, in the bowl or in the pot. Meaning it's all one big congealed glob. Aval imaya mefuzar b'medocha. If you have this garlic, you have this truma garlic, and it's mefuzar spread out in the medocha, in the pestle, in the mortar. The mortar is the thing, and the pestle is the thing you put into, I think, right? In the pestle. Then tahor. Then it's tahor b'bnei shu rotzeh b'pizuro. He wants it to be spread around. It's not that the whole thing is tahor. Let's see what tahor means. So the Bartanura, he says, what does it mean tahor? Tahor meaning kolomar lo pasel ala makom magao bilvad. Right? You only say that the stuff he touched is not good, but the rest of it is tahor. Right? Shekevan shu mitkavein b'shasha kotesh lafrid chalakav. When you're crushing it, you're crushing the garlic. You want to separate it. Lo chashuv chibur. It's not a chibur. And even though he touched some of the garlic, it's not a chibur, and only that part of the garlic that he touched is pasul. Usha'ar kol nidochin shedachan b'mashkin. This is a very unusual phrase. It's a little weird. You have to decide how you want to read it. I'll just translate and then we'll explain. And the rest of the things that are crushed, that you crushed b'mashkin in liquids. And the Bartanura says, K'mosh osim l'chitim. It's like you do in wheat. Shedachim otam b'medocha. Right? That you crush them in the medocha, mizalfim alem, you put them in water. Now we're going to see, we have a different girsa, we're not going to skip. I checked all the girsaot. All the girsaot have this language. They have this exact language. Ushar kol nidochim shedacham b'mashkim. So I checked a couple of them, not all of them. So he says, the Rambam has this girsa, and the Rambam says, Ushar kol nidochim shedacham b'mashkim, and the rest of the things that are crushed, okay, dinam kishum, they're like the garlic. Therefore, it would depend. If it's all spread out, then if you only touch part of it, then it's not considered one big block. But v'im nagabok shenasa gush b'ka'ara havi chibur. In that case, it depends if it's something that's darkan laduch mashkin. So it depends. Is it one block or not one block, or it's spread out? But the Mishnah says, the stuff that normally you crush underwater when it's wet, you crush it dry. But gush b'ka'ara, it's still a gush. then hare elu ki igul shel dveila. Then we don't care if it's one gush or not. It's all one. Then it's like in igul shel dveila. Igul shel dveila is a cake of figs, a fig cake. And we learned in Masechet Terumah that a fig cake, even though it's one big cake, it's not considered a chibur, and therefore whatever you touched is pasul, and not the whole fig cake. A little bit confusing Mishnah. I tried to explain it pretty well. Hope I did. We'll stop here. Dedicate our learning to my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Make it a great day.